Open Heaven, the 13th of November 2020, Friday. Topic: Spare the rod, spoil the child. Memorize Proverbs chapter 22 verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. Bible reading Proverbs chapter 23 verses 12 to 14. Apply thine heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. Message. In the school I attended in my village, there were children from both affluent and poor homes. One day, a child from an affluent home committed a misdemeanor, and a teacher meted out corporal punishment to him. This was an approved medium of discipline in the school, but the boy reported to his father, who came to school the next day and beat up our teacher. Our teacher reported the assault to the local police. However, the rich man had been there earlier to bribe them, so the police did not act on the report. Our teacher, frustrated and deeply aggrieved, returned and divided the class into two. He put the children of the rich on one side and the rest of us on the other side. He vowed never to flog the children from rich homes again, but would continue to do so to those of us from poor homes. Today, only a few among the children that were not flogged have amounted to something in life. If you love your children, you would not spare the rod when they err. Eli's children grew to become wayward, and God held him accountable for not being firm enough with them. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verses 29 to 34. Conversely, God did not hesitate to bless Abraham because he was confident that the patriarch would command his children and household to keep his laws. Genesis chapter 18 verses 17 to 19. The second law of thermodynamics says everything left to itself tends to disorder. In the same vein, any child not strictly cautioned to behave properly will ultimately become spoilt. I know using the rod on children is now considered child abuse in this generation. However, you must know that there is a difference between correcting a child in love and abusing a child. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 24. The rod is not just the cane, it connotes firm correction when children err. You cannot be permissive with a child all the time and expect him/her to grow up with good morals. God expects you to compel your children and entire household to serve him. Genesis chapter 18 verse 19. Don't spare the rod. Key point: God expects you to command your children and household to uphold his statutes, as Abraham did.